Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 12 December 2024, a normal Thursday night at 9 o'clock, which means it's time for a knife sale on the Apostle P channel, and a knife sale we shall have, and it's going to be a fun one. Before we get started, a little bit of housekeeping as usual. First up, I need you to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale, which I will post on the screen for you in just a moment and also print in the description underneath this video. Also in the description at the very top above the terms of the sale, you're going to see 3 links to previous videos on this channel. The first is entitled A Primer for Buyers. That is a 38-minute expanded explanation of the terms of the sale, as well as how things work the way they do every Thursday and why. Very important viewing if you're new to this weekly sales event. The second link is pertinent to you if you're interested in using this weekly sale to move along some of your own personal collection. It's called FAQs for Consignors, and it explains how this madness all works from the consignor's perspective. And a special note on that note, this is a great time to send in consignments because backlog is well under a month, like 2 or 3 weeks. Inventory is getting small, so if you need to recoup some of your Christmas expenses by selling some knives, get them in here. And that video will explain how it all works. The third link is to my rates and services video for the ApostleP Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. And again, good time to send in knives. Backlog is about 3 weeks, maybe a little less right now. Also in the description underneath those 3 links and under the terms of the sale is the meat. The reason you all came, the list of tonight's inventory, complete with timestamps on the left, pricing on the right. In the pricing column, you're generally going to see 2 numbers. The one on the left of the slash is the price of your knife as shown in the video. The one on the right is the price as sharpened by the ApostleP Knife Service. And there will be room this week for 4 knives to be sharpened next day. So the first 4 knives purchased from this sale tonight to be sharpened will be done tomorrow the 13th, and they will ship with all of the as shown inventory. Not to worry if you fall outside the first 4, however, because backlog is low. Your sharpened knife will ship in under 3 weeks. If you see the word sold in lieu of a price for any given item, that means it has been bought and paid for by its new owner. No need to send any inquiries or I'll take it messages about anything marked sold, all caps, exclamation point. That'll do it for the housekeeping portion of tonight's video. Let's get the terms up on the screen for you now, and then we'll be right back with the sale. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? First up, you guys aren't going to believe this. We have 1 leftover from last week, just 1. And man, it's kind of a special one. It's from Benchmade. It is the 4600 DLC Phaeton, a pretty slick, out the front, double action automatic. And here it is, beautifully made. Black hard anodized aluminum handle, nicely checkered up front right where you need it. Deep carry butterfly parkerized clip, spine mounted button that fires a clip point blade. Yeah. DLC coated as the model number would indicate. Some very slight wear in the DLC coating. Blade is S30V, 3 7/16 in length, 4 5/8 handle. So actually a pretty efficient blade to handle for an OTF knife. Button effort is medium, 100% reliable, and pretty quick for a Benchmade out the front. We will say near mint in box coating where noted. This knife currently available for sale brand new for the bargain price of $382 online at your favorite web retailer. We ran this one last week at $240, no takers, dropped it to $215 for the weekend. It's still here. Somebody gets a buy, $195 this week, $220 with an ApostleP edge. That is the Benchmade Phaeton out the front, automatic. And now we're on to the fresh stuff. The first one is like an old pair of blue jeans. It's a Benchmade. It's the 580 Barrage. Kind of the OG Barrage, I guess you could say. Comes with a handle scaled in Velox, which is a molded polymer product. Got a little bit of fine stippling and some lines cut. Parkerized split arrow clip. Ambidextrous tip up as usual. Axis assist mechanism with the spine mounted lock. Touch the stud and out she flies. 154 cm spear point blade. 3 5/8 inches in length. The handle's 4 3/4. Look at there. Warren Osborne design. And such a delicious design it is. Guys, if you've never had a full-size Barrage, you really need to treat yourself. Let's see. Centering. Perfect. Action. Perfect. Lockup. Perfect. Condition. Near mint to like new in box. These are now out of stock. I think they're going to discontinue the Barrage. Just my gut. When they were last available at a web retail of $198, this one can be yours, suitable for gifting. $125 like it is, $150 with an ApostleP edge. Next day sharpening is available. That's the 580 Barrage from Benchmade. Next up, we had the sister to this knife last week. It's another Benchmade black class blade, the 275 SFE-2 Adamas. So that'll be an OD green handle and a crew wear blade in flat dark earth Cerakote. The S denotes the combo edge, partially serrated. We sold the plain edge version last week. Comes in the Coyote Tan Molly pouch. Molly strap, I believe, is in the box. I think I hear it rattling around in there. It is. So if you think it's too chunky for your pocket, you got belt carry available. Here she is. Gorgeous 3D machine satin finish OD green G10. Ambidextrous parkerized tip up deep carry clip. Thumb stud actuation. Rides on ball bearings, of course. Axis lock. The heavy variety. Shane Sibbert design. Blade is in CPM crew wear. You got 3 13/16 inches of blade, 5 1/8 of handle. Rock solid lockup. Beautiful action and a perfectly centered blade. Like new in box, web retail for these currently at $292. Your price on this one, a little less than the plain edge version because combo edges don't usually do as much money. So let's do $190 on this one. $190 like it is, $215 with an ApostleP edge. The 275 SFE-2 Adamas from Benchmade. Now let's put you back in your little home. Yes. Next, a little gem from the Benchmade Hunt series. This is the 15062 Grizzly Creek. So it is scaled in some kind of stabilized plywood product. It looks a lot like, I don't know, it could be Paca wood, could be diamond wood. Benchmade doesn't say in their current marketing copy. Could be either one. Orange G10 backspacer. Little flip out gut hook. Ambidextrous tip up parkerized split arrow clip. Axis lock mechanism. Some nice orange aluminum pivot collars. The blade, a nice little drop point with some forward jimping for the hunter who likes a small knife to work maybe inside the cavity. You got great indexing so you know where the tip is so your one hand doesn't get in the way with the other. Great, great little pocket knife. Super efficient blade to handle. 3.5 inch blade, just 4 5/16 inches of handle. Is it good in the hand? You bet it is. Lock up, rock solid. Nearly free dropping action. Beautiful blade centering. Condition will be like new in box. You know, these are now discontinued. There may be some in stock somewhere. They're a lot of money though, well over 200 bucks. Well over 200 bucks. Your price on this one, 160 like it is, 185 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Grizzly Creek from Benchmade. Next, a knife that is so special, so near and dear to my heart. It's a Benchmade 560BK-1. She's a super freak, super freak. She's super freaky. Handle, black and gray, layered G10, 3D machined. Love the millwork to make the appearance look random. Red G10 liners, red hard anodized aluminum standoffs, Parkerized split arrow clip, ambidextrous tip up, and a Cerakote blade in CPM M4. 3 9/16 blade, 4 13/16 handle. Lots of real estate. Any grip you want. Axis lock, phosphor bronze washers. Action is a little hydraulic, but eminently flicky. Where a new knife should be. Centering down the middle. Like new in box. Web retail currently running $252. Benchmade map price. Let's do this one at $195 and a beautiful example. $225 if you like my edge on it. Next day sharpening available if it's one of the first 4. That's the Super Freak from Benchmade. Next up, it is a black class Benchmade fixed blade. The 375 FE-1 fixed Adamas. In the box, I got to show you this. You're going to get a length of paracord that may have a, I don't know if it's got a neck attachment mechanism, and lots of little bits, Chicago screw bits, so you can attach the 2 molly straps. Here's the blade. You've got an elastic strap for retention. You got a molded polymer sheath with lots of attachment points. Here's the blade. Flat dark earth Cerakoted CPM crew wear. Blade length to about there. 4 3/8. Handle length 4 3/4. Skeleton handle. Suitable for wrapping however you'd like it. Jimping everywhere. It is near mint to like new in box. Current web retail Benchmade map price for this, $247. We're going to let you have this one. Again, suitable for giving. $175 like it is, $200 if you like it with an Apostle P edge. That's the Adamas fixed blade from Benchmade. Next, our first save me from myself moment tonight. It's just kind of a luscious little blade from Spyderco. It's kind of everything cool about Spyderco wrapped up in a rather inexpensive knife. It's the UK penknife Salt in MagnaCut with a plain edge. As you can see, the bright yellow fiberglass reinforced nylon scales give a shape that is very Calypso reminiscent. It's basically kind of a slip joint version of a Cali 3. So it's a half stop slip joint done with detents. I believe the back spring doesn't really move. So it's not going to have a conventional walk and talk. It does make a cool noise though. See that? I like it. Ambidextrous tip up deep carry wire clip. The blade, CPM MagnaCut. 3 inches in length, 4 inches a handle. You can go here, you can go here. Love it. Centering very close. I think it's going to favor the top just slightly as you're looking at it. It's near mint to like new in box. Current web retail Spyderco map price is $112. This one can be yours all in, shipped priority mail, $80 like it is, $110 with my edge on that MagnaCut blade. Please help me. I don't really need another knife right now. That's the UKPK Salt and MagnaCut from Spyderco. That brings us to the Rob's Pick for tonight's sale. For those of you who don't know, the Rob's Pick is the one knife every week I choose to make invisible to my early birds who get a chance to buy knives at 8 o'clock in the morning on sale day. They get the inventory list and they're open for purchase. But there's one that I save for the 9 o'clockers every week. This is it, from Protech, a model that I've always coveted and never owned. It's a Godson, model 7FC04. Silver handle, reed natural aluminum, satin finished. Fat carbon copper space coral inlay with a mosaic button and a satin blade. What a stunner. I'm not sure the camera will do these inlays justice. Very cool stuff. The pattern is so fine. So here's what you got. 4 3/8 handle, sort of a modified coffin with a little flare at the end. Gorgeous satin finished natural aluminum. I'm not sure if there's a hard ano over that or not. Pocket clip is right hand, tip up deep carry. Deploys with that beautiful little mosaic button. Out comes, I guess we're going to call that a spear point. Kind of a faux dagger, top edge not sharpened. Blade steel 154 cm. I guess it's kind of a bayonet grind in it. Yeah. 3 1/8 blade. Lockup is dead rock solid. Action is Protech snappy. Blade centering is perfection, as usual for a Protech. Near mint to like new in box. These are long out of stock, and guys, I'm going to give you a pricing reference from a similar fat carbon inlaid Protech, because I can't find even an old listing for this knife. Kind of a rare one. Should have sold new for about $290 web retail. This one can be yours at $225 like it is, $250 with my edge. The Protech Godson with space coral carbon fat carbon. Yeah, the Godson. Beautiful knife. Next up, one of the darling brands of the internet knife community these days, Tactile. Is that supposed to emulate Braille? Is that why it's tactile? I don't know. Look at that. Proudly designed, machined, and assembled in Texas, USA. This is the Rockwall Thumbstud, titanium scales, MagnaCut blade at 61 Rockwall. Here's the knife, the icon of Tactile, the Rockwall. There are your titanium scales. You've got some nested, or a nested stainless steel liner that becomes the locking leaf. Blade rides on ball bearings. I believe you can see the blade steel there on the ricasso is MagnaCut. 3 inches of blade, 4 1/16 of handle. Stainless steel liner lock, right now maybe it's about 40% lockup. Rock solid. Blade centering, dead down the middle. This does have a polished edge, but there is a roll right near the tip. There, I think you can see it. It's strange because it doesn't really present to the thumbnail much. kind of looks strange because there's so much reflectivity in that polished edge. So it's sharper than a new one even through the roll, but I will give you a sharpened price. Currently available, the Rockwall Thumbstud for $290 web retail. We're going to offer this one at $210 like it is, $235 if you like it with my edge. Next day sharpening available if it's one of the first 4 tonight. That's the Rockwall Thumbstud in Magna Cut from Tactile. Next up we have an offering. I think this is the second one of these we've had on the Thursday Night Knife Show. From AZUSA Bladeworks. No other identifiers on that box. The knife is and AZUSA Bladeworks is interesting. They're a web retailer, but they also have a line of their own branded knives available on their website. This is one of them, and it's the AZUSA Bladeworks Blitzkrieg. Pretty handsome titanium frame lock folder. Got some carbon fiber inlays. Cool pivot. Milled titanium right-hand tip-up pocket clip. Kind of a starting and stopping gear pattern backspacer. Ball bearing flipper. Very cool blade. I'm going to call that a harpoon spear point with a slot. Main bevel is flat ground, saber variety. Blade steel's M390. 3 3/16 blade, 4 3/8 handle. Steel inserted titanium frame lock. Locking up, I don't know, maybe 30%. Robust but early. Very nice in the hand. Ball bearing pivot. Makes it drop shutty. Blade centering down the middle. Like new in box. Currently available on AZUSABladeworks.com for $195 web retail. This one can be yours all in, shipped, priority mail. $135 like it is, $165 with my edge on the M390 blade. And next day sharpening is available. That's the Blitzkrieg from AZUSA Bladeworks. Next, we have one from the Daedalus Knife Company. The model inside the box is the Lab. In orange hard anodized aluminum with a 154 cm satin blade. And here it is, kind of a cutie. Almost looks like a traditional pocket knife pattern. Looks like a swell center curved handled trapper, doesn't it? Beautifully checkered orange hard anodized aluminum. You got a milled titanium right hand tip up pocket clip, very elegantly mounted, by the way, into that titanium backspacer with the hidden lanyard pin. Front flipper mechanism. There you go. A little fullered clip point in 154 cm. 3 1/16 blade, 3 15/16 handle. Stainless steel liner lock, early but robust. Rock solid. Ball bearing pivot. Lots of lock bar tension on this knife, guys, just so you know. Blade centering looks beautiful. We'll call it near mint in box, maybe near mint to like new. Available currently brand new for a web retail of $150. Let's do this one at $100 like it is. $125 with my edge on that 154 cm blade. That is the Daedalus Lab. Next up, we have an icon from Taiwan by way of Olean, New York. Yeah. From the Ontario Knife Company, we got the Rat Model 1 limited edition with the carbon fiber scales. That's a very thin carbon fiber veneer over what appears to be FRN. Solid pillar standoffs, no hourglass shape, just straight. Thumb stud deployment like a rocket, because it's a rat. Combo edge blade with very good serrations in D2. Blade coating appears to be DLC. does not appear to be paint. Thus the limited edition designation. Stainless steel liner lock, right down the middle of the blade tank, super secure. 4-way positionable clip. Phosphor bronze washers, beautiful action, and beautiful centering. How's the lockup? Rock solid. That is a stunning example of that knife, guys. A limited edition. Long sold out. I think they were about $100. Maybe a little in the 90s. They still make a version of this knife, but not a limited edition and not a DLC blade. This one is near mint to like new, no box. One sold listing on eBay did $70. Let's do $60 on this one. $85 with an ApostleP edge. That's the Rat 1 carbon fiber D2 limited edition. Next up, we have a very cool knife from Maxace Knives. Oops, inside the box we have a model number X04B Neptune. Double action, out the front, automatic, gray handle and a double edge blade. The blade steel is SLD Magic, which I had to look up. Here is the knife. Beautiful dark gray hard anodized 7075 aluminum handle, some Tactile inserts on both sides. Sadly though, the pocket clip appears to be right hand only. How hard would it have been to cut that slot all the way through for us lefties? I don't know. Anyway, here we go. Spine mounted button. Look closely at that SLD Magic steel. You will see a line of demarcation. It's laminated San Mai style steel. Bead blasted bevels. Horizontal satin down that center spine. Blade length is 3 7/8. The handle 5 7/16. Button is firm. Think, I don't know, man. It's about the same as a full-size Ultratech. Very positive, whoops, but firm. Just saying, if you have dexterity issues, this is not your knife, but it is a strong spring. 100% reliable, like new in box. These are available for $108 web retail. We're going to offer this one at $85, no need to sharpen. The Maxace Neptune out the front, automatic. Next up, a super cool knife, and I really wish Boker wouldn't do this. They brand this knife as a Boker Plus on the box, but it's really a Boker USA. Model number 01BO255. It is the Kwaiken Compact, or Kwaiken Compact, in all black, made by Protech in the United States. They really need a new branding for their US-made knives, I think. But anyway, it is murdered. All black. Black hard anodized 6061 T6 aluminum handle. Right-hand tip-up pocket clip. Looks like a black oxide finish of some kind. Button lock, automatic. There we go. Get your DLC-coated blade in 154 cm. Lucas Burnley design. Manufactured by Protech. Rock solid lockup. Perfect blade centering. Let's give you some dimensions. 3-inch blade, 4 3/16 handle. Near mint to like new in box. Currently available for $231 web retail at your favorite online knife store. This one you can have for $175 like it is, $200 with an ApostleP edge. The Boker USA Protech Auto Kwaiken Compact. Beautiful pocket knife. Next up, a very interesting blade I've never seen one of. This is from Castillo Knives, made in España. Yeah. This is the Listo model C4 SRM in chili red micarta. Comes with a very handsome, branded, signed leather pocket slip. Looks like the knife has never been in it. Here it is. I'm going to call this a fusion knife because it's very traditional in many ways, but using some modern materials. So you can see that it's a mid-lock design, nice milled file work. That chili red micarta is like a burlap. Pinch to open, light effort because of the locking design. Nice little hologram spear point. Blade steel is 14C28N. Nice jimping. Got a little vertical play. Kind of goes away once it seats in. Blade centering is pretty close. These are out of stock. When they were available, they were $89 new if you bought them with the full kit. DLT had some for sale for less than that, which was probably a mistake, and they sold out like in 5 minutes. Got a nice little black leather thong lanyard. So, and they're gone. They're out of stock everywhere now. Let's do this one at $55 like it is, $75 if you like it with my edge. That's the Listo in chili red micarta from Castillo Knives. Next up, we got one from Great Eastern Cutlery, one of my all-time favorites. It's a Northfield. It's the model 922219er, the Eureka Jack in antique goldenrod camel bone, which is absolutely stunning. Yes, it is. Yes. Nickel silver bolsters and end caps, double line bolsters, brass liners. Look at the figuring in that camel bone. Yes. Gorgeous houndstooth shield. Main spear point blade. Long match striker pull and a cut swedge. Northfield etch. Secondary coping blade. Notice how the secondary back spring wraps to fill the blade well in front of the coping blade. Closed length is about 3 3/4. The pull weight, I'm going to call it 7.5, and the walk and talk is stunning. The centering on the main blade is perfect. The secondary blade, not quite. Near mint to like new in tube. Of course, they're out of stock. They were made like 5 years ago. One sold listing on eBay, just one. Guys are hanging on to these. It did $302 shipped. This one can be yours at $245 like it is. $275 with an ApostleP edge, both blades. Next day sharpening available if it's one of the first 4. The 92 Eureka Jack from Great Eastern. Next up, another one from GEC and another Northfield. The tube label says it has jigged American cattle bone from the GEC Boneworks. It's a model 321224 Engineer in hemlock jigged bone. Comes with the Northfield button. Here's the knife. This is an equal end, opposite end, swell center jack. Lined nickel silver bolsters, brass liners. That hemlock is a beautiful color. Coarse jigging, old school unexcelled shield. Main blade on a half stop is a gorgeous clip point. Looks like I forgot to wipe it though. There we go. There we go. Long pull cut swedge. I like that new etch. Notice how the backside has the swedge that wraps all the way around to give it clearance to that congressing secondary blade. You're going to notice a sign of some very faint rub. And here is your secondary pen blade. Pull weight about a 7.5. Very nice walk and talk. Near mint to like new in tube with button. They're out of stock. Sold listings on eBay ranging between $226 and $305. Your price on this one, $190 like it is, $220 with an Apostle P edge. The 32 Engineer from GEC. Next up, we have one from the Northwoods Leatherworks company. And I don't remember the model number of this wallet. I'll give you the dimensions though. 2 7/8 across, 3 7/8 high, 3 compartments. One here, and one here. White stitching, a delicious rich brown color. I think these sell for what, like 70 or 80 or 90 bucks? I don't remember. We've sold a few of these though. Let's do 50 bucks. Shipped priority mail. No need to sharpen on the Northwoods Leatherworks wallet. Next, time for some lighting. The first one is from Olight. It is the Warrior Mini 3 in the blue-black fade coloration. 4 3/8 overall length. Hard anodized aluminum barrel. Single LED emitter on a crenulated bezel. From 0.5 to 1750 lumens. Runs an 18650 USB rechargeable lithium battery. And the cord is in the box. So it's got a tail switch. And then there's a side-mounted switch to cycle through the modes. You guys will have to read up on how to do that. You got a 2-way clip for pocket or brim of cap. You can buy these brand new. Web prices range between $76 and $90. This one is like new in box. Can be yours for 55 bucks. No need to sharpen. That's the Olight Warrior Mini 3 for your consideration. Next up, another one from Olight, and frankly, I don't know why these are so cheap. It's the Seeker 3 Pro. So the Pro kit, I believe, gets you the goodies, right? Let's see. Yeah, it gets you a USB cable in the box, at any rate. And the nylon pouch. Interesting release mechanism underneath a strap. So this is a little bigger light. Gotta turn my page. Oh. You've got 5 3/16 inches of overall length, a little larger head diameter, 4 LED emitters, and a blue anodized crenulated bezel. Some craton-like material for grip. And this has got some features that I will not even try to explain, but the brightness is adjustable by turning that ring, and I think it's got like a function where it'll turn itself off after a certain amount of time, I think. Anyhow, from 5 to 4200 lumens, it runs on a 21700 rechargeable lithium, and the USB cable for recharging is in the box. Like new in box, these are only 76 bucks web retail. I don't know why. You can buy this one though, 55 all in, shipped priority mail. That's the Olight Seeker 3 Pro in black. Next up is our last flashlight in tonight's sale. It's from Phoenix, and it's a big boy. It's the HT18R Long Range Hunting Flashlight. 2800 max lumens. Is that right? Yeah. 1100 meters of throw. It's got a very focused center beam with a huge spill. And inside the box, there's all kinds of goodies, I think. Let's see. I should probably show you this. Let's see. What a pain in the rear. So, I don't know, you got a pouch, some instructions. I don't know what that is. Some kind of a lanyard, charging cable, red filter, green filter. Let's see if I can put this all back in here now. Now that I dug it all out for you guys. Let's see. Talk amongst yourselves. There we go. All right. There. I'm sorry, fellas. Wow. Okay. Here's the light. 7 1/4 inches of overall length. One LED emitter back there in the base of that huge reflector. Gray crenulated bezel. It's a black hard anodized aluminum body. You have dual tail switches. This is your on-off switch, and then the little one cycles between modes. And I think you can see what I'm talking about there. Huge spill, very focused center beam. Super cool light for having out on the ranch. And then there's your USB charging port. Near mint to like new in box. These are available brand new for 160 bucks. That is a serious flashlight. This one can be yours, $90 shipped priority mail. The Phoenix HT18R Lite. Next up, we got a Benchmade from the Benchmade Custom Shop. And it's interesting because you can't spec this knife like this one anymore. I could get close except for the clip. So this one is a CU535 SS20CV custom bug out. Comes with Ranger green, Grizzly scales, black hardware except the access bar, black standoffs, a stone-washed, deeply stamped Emerson-style Benchmade clip, and a blade in stone-washed CPM 20CV. 3 1/4 blade, 4 3/16 handle. Rock solid lockup on the axis lock. Very nearly free dropping action. Eminently flickable. Ooh, I just cut myself flinging a knife. Watch the blood bubble up. Isn't that nice? Condition, like new in box. I spec'd out this knife, but with, I guess I probably spec'd a shorty deep carry clip. It was 240 bucks to buy that new on Benchmade's custom website. This one can be yours, 165 like it is. I'm sorry, 160 like it is. 190 with my edge on that 20 CV blade. That's the Benchmade Custom Shop bug out. Next up, our last Benchmade in tonight's sale. A black class blade. It's the 537 GY-1 bailout. My favorite bailout. If I were going to own a bailout, this is the one I would own. You've got your green, deep green, hard anodized aluminum scales, tiny bit of carry wear. I think you can see as it reflects. Black oxide, shorty deep carry clip, glass breaker in the black backspacer. A Tonto blade in dark gray Cerakoted CPM M4. Rock solid lockup. Nearly free dropping action. And let's look at the centering. It's very close to being perfect. We'll call this near mint in box. Slight handle wear noted. This model is currently available for $270 web retail or Benchmade map pricing. This one can be yours at $165 like it is $200 with my edge. That is the green and M4 bailout from Benchmade. Next up, we have an offering from Great Eastern Cutlery's Northfield line. A number 49 Freedom Jack, model 493121. This one will be in garnet jigged bone. That is a beautiful pair of garnet covers. A little bit of carry wear, you can see it in the end cap, a little bit in the bolsters. Triple line nickel silver, brass liners, unexcelled shield, single sheep's foot blade, polished long pull cut swedge, about a 6.5 pull. Beautiful walk and talk, perfect centering. I'm going to call it excellent in tube, but a few minutes with some flits would make it near mint. Your price, by the way, only one sold listing on eBay. It did $203. This one, $150 like it is. $170 with my edge, and next day sharpening is available. The GEC Northfield number 49 Freedom Jack. Next up, another one from Great Eastern Cutlery, this from the Titty line, model number 745120. It's a 74 Mustang in black plum jig bone, or deep purple, some might say. Very coarse jigging, nickel silver bolster bare end, federal shield, brass liners. 3 13/16 inches closed length. Single blade, drop point with the Mustang etch. About an 8 pull. Gator snap, walk and talk. Perfect blade centering. Near mint, in tube, out of stock. Sold listings on eBay ranging between $205 and $331. This one, $185 like it is $205 with an ApostleP edge. The GEC Titty number 74 Mustang. Next up, the prettiest GEC in tonight's sale. It's a Northfield, model number 781224 in Cocobolo. This is a 78 bullet end Barlow, an unconventional and super cool knife. Long triple line nickel silver bolsters, brass liners, gorgeous straight grained Cocobolo, rounded end bar shield, 3 3/4 inches closed, main clip, long pull cut swedge, Northfield etch, long usable secondary pen. Pull weight, I'm going to say 7.5. Beautiful walk and talk. Both blades nicely centered, and unlike other 78s, the back spring for the secondary blade wraps the blade well. Very cool. Near mint in tube is your condition. Sold listings on eBay, these are not doing the money I think they should. Between $189 and $221, we're going to offer this one at $185 like it is. $215, I sharpen both blades. GEC Northfield number 78 bullet end Barlow. Next up, and this one is urgent, guys. I need your help because this is such a save me from myself. I don't have this knife in my budget, but I would love to. It's a Great Eastern Cutlery Acorn series of practical knives, 440C stainless steel. It's the model 861121 in rust orange natural bone. That's right, it's an 86 Barlow with button. Looky there, boys. Oh! Oh my. Look at that bone. That is stunning stuff. And then you have your oak leaf stamped GEC bolsters, nickel silver. Liners are brass. Single clip point blade. That big, robust 86 clip with the GEC Practical Knives etch. Pinchable. 3 7/8 closed length. About a 7 pull. Stunning walk and talk. Blade centering is perfect. Condition near mint in tube with button. Out of stock, of course. Sold listings on eBay range between $306 and $375. These are much beloved. Your price for this one, a bargain at $260, $280 with my edge. The GEC Acorn number 86 Barlow. Next up, we have a 3-knife combo set. I think I teased you about this yesterday. They're from Bear & Sons. I only got 2 of the boxes. Okay, so this box is for the largest one, the C3180. This box, and there are 2 of these in the set, the 2281R. So here's the big boy. 4 inches closed length. Beautiful yellow Delrin covers. Then it's got a round shield that indicates carbon steel. Steel liners. A single, I guess, sheep's foot blade. Very nicely made, by the way. Long pull, cut swedge. Feels like a hollow grind. Best walk and talk I've ever seen on a Bear & Son knife. 4 inches closed length. Centering pretty close. So that's that one. And then you got this little rosewood 2281, 3.5 inches closed. Laminated rosewood covers. Nickel silver bolsters, steel liners. Stainless steel blades, main clip, and the action is very meh on this one. Secondary pen. Blade centering, not horrible. So that goes with that box. And then you get another 2281. I'm going to call this laminated walnut. And this is also a carbon steel knife. Nickel silver bolsters long. Steel liners. Main clip. Secondary pen. Again, action, nothing to write home about. But okay. And also near mint. No box for this one. So your 3-knife set, $55. Plus 20 to sharpen the single blade and plus 30 to sharpen each of the 2-bladed knives. Certainly good stocking stuffers. Or a brother-in-law knife. Not bad. That is called the Bear & Son Barlow 3-piece combo. Next up, we're bringing back one we ran a few weeks ago at a little better price. Frankly, I'm shocked this knife didn't sell. It's a buck from the custom shop. It's a 501 Squire in ironwood. You get this little, black leather sheath. Here is the knife. Nickel silver bolsters and end caps with integral liners, right? Gorgeous ironwood covers. And that little hollow ground spear. It does have a monogrammed etch on the pile side of the blade, so if you're right-handed, you're not going to see it. Blade steel is S30V. Blade length 2 3/4, handle 3 13/16. Lockup, very, very minimal side play, like you have to muscle it in there. Free action. Centering is close, very close. Near mint inbox, unobtainium. So we ran this over 2 weeks. We started it at 135, then we dropped it to 115, and I think we dropped it to 95 with a combo deal on one of those bears. This week we're going to do the knife by itself, and this would be a really nice stocking stuffer, guys. Or not a stocking stuffer, maybe a wrapped gift. 85 bucks like it is. 105 with my edge. The Buck Custom Shop 501 Squire in Ironwood. Next up, we got a couple Spideys. The first of which, a domino in the OG configuration with the Argyle weave carbon fiber over G10 scales. Black PVD clip that is 4-way positionable. Titanium frame lock knife with a steel insert. Ball bearing flipper. Blade is CTS XHP. 3 1/16 blade, 4.5 handle. There's your lock engagement. It's rock solid. You saw the action. It's very nice. Centering very, very close. Condition near mint, no box. And I think there must have been a pepper spot because it looks like somebody has polished right here. Maybe it was a scratch. Anyway. Discontinued, not a stock. eBay sold listings between $157 and $299. Near mint, no box example. $145 is your price. $170 with my edge. That's the domino from Spyderco. Next up is a Sage 5 from Spyderco. So I think this is the latest Sage. Compression lock is the mechanism on this Sage. The coarsely textured peel ply carbon fiber over G10 laminate scale set. Ambidextrous tip up deep carry wire pocket clip. Whoops, jeez. Phosphor bronze washers. And an opening hole. Wearing an ApostleP edge already. That's unmolested. Maybe a little bit of wear. Definitely doesn't need it again. 3-inch blade, 4 3/16 handle. Free dropping blade. Beautifully centered. And rock solid lockup. Near mint, no box. Discontinued, not a stock. Your price, $145 with my edge. The Sage 5 with an ApostleP edge from Spyderco. And that, my friends, brings us to the last knife in tonight's sale. It is a ZT designed by Dmitry Sienkiewicz. It's a ZT-0450 Ti. All titanium handle. This one is wearing a deep carry titanium pocket clip. It is ambidextrous tip up. No original clip, no box with this one. Steel inserted titanium frame lock, ball bearing flipper. There's your flipping action. Lockup is rock solid. Centering is ZT perfect. Blade is S35VN. It's 3 5/16 inches in length. The handle 4 1/4. There's your lock engagement. Dead rock solid. The only wear on the knife, evidence of a driver in the pivot, but very light scratching. Near mint, no box. Current web retail for this knife is $232 at your favorite online knife store. Let's do $150 on this one. $175 with my edge, and next day sharpening is available. The ZT-0450 Ti from Zero Tolerance. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of another weekly knife sale on the ApostleP channel. Hope you enjoyed it. I sure did. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. Merry Christmas. Now commence to clicking. I'll talk to you soon.